IELTS Bite.
So, imagine this for a second. Imagine you sit down and you memorize an entire dictionary.
Oh, wow. That sounds exhausting.
Right, it is. But imagine you do it and, like every single grammar rule by heart. You have studied for years and years.
Yeah, you are a perfect student on paper.
Exactly. You read complex articles perfectly, you pass all your tests, and yet the very moment a native speaker walks up to you and just says, hello.
Your brain completely freezes.
Yes, it just stops. You open your mouth and literally nothing comes out.
It is so incredibly frustrating. I mean, it happens to almost every single language learner in the world.
It really does. You know the language logically, right? You have the vocabulary, but your mouth it refuses to cooperate.
Yeah, it's like a disconnect between the brain and the mouth.
So today, we're going to explore exactly why your brain sabotages you like this, why it ruins your speech.
And more importantly, we are going to share the linguistic shortcut that actually fixes it. We're getting straight into, the mechanics of natural fluency.
That is our mission today. We are going to change your entire perspective on how language actually works.
Yeah, by the end of our conversation, you will understand how to bypass that terrible freezing feeling entirely.
But let's pause right here for a second. I want you, the listener, to think about the last time your brain froze during a conversation. What did it physically feel like in your body? Just whisper the emotion to yourself right now. Pause for 5 seconds.
Well, whatever you just whispered, please know that it is completely normal.
Oh, absolutely.
The fear, the tension, the blank mind, it is a shared human experience. But we're going to fix it today.
So let's unpack this problem. I have a theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, if I know the vocabulary and I know the grammar rules, shouldn't I just be able to snap the words together, kind of like a math formula, and just speak fluently?
It seems logical, but that is actually the exact reason you freeze.
Wait, really?
Yeah, thinking of language like a math formula is the whole problem.
Yeah.
You see, your brain has something called working memory.
Working memory,
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And this is the part of your brain that processes new information in real time.
So it's kind of like a computer's short-term memory, like the RAM.
Exactly like that. And working memory has very, very limited space.
I see.
So if you are trying to remember a grammar rule, and at the same time you are searching for a vocabulary word, Dad,
Right.
and you are also thinking about your pronunciation, all at the exact same time, your working memory just crashes.
Oh, wow. It's like a computer with way too many heavy programs open.
Yes, the system just freezes. You get the spinning wheel of death in your brain.
Have you ever felt like a computer with too many tabs open in your brain? Nod your head or just say yes out loud right now if you have. Pause for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I definitely have. Many, many times. So if my mental computer is crashing, do I need a better computer? Do I just need to study harder to make my memory stronger?
No, not at all. You do not need a better computer. You just need to open fewer tabs.
Open fewer tabs. I like that.
Yeah, because native speakers, they do not have better brains than you.
They don't. No. They just process language differently. They do not build sentences word by word.
Wait, what do you mean? If they don't build sentences word by word, how are they even talking?
Well, native speakers use things called chunks.
Chunks.
Right. Chunks are basically ready-made phrases. They are groups of words that are already built, and they are stored in the brain as one single unit.
Oh, I see.
So when native speakers talk, they do not think about grammar rules at all. They just retrieve these large units directly from their memory.
Okay, let's test this concept really quickly. I want you listening right now to say the phrase ready-made out loud. Just mutter it to yourself. Ready-made, pause for 5 seconds. Perfect. Now, I like to think about this using a building analogy, like building a house.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, so imagine you are building a house. If you build it word by word, it is like placing one tiny brick at a time.
Yes, and you have to use grammar rules as the wet cement to hold every single little brick together.
Right, you have to make sure every single brick is perfectly straight. It requires so much focus.
And no wonder we feel so exhausted when we speak.
Exactly, but what if instead of tiny bricks, you used big pre-made walls?
Oh, I love that.
Right, the wall already has a window in it. It is already painted. You just pick up the whole wall and boom, you put it in place.
That is exactly what a chunk is. It is a pre-made wall.
Yeah.
When you use chunks, your brain does almost zero work. You don't worry about the grammar cement because the chunk was already built perfectly.
So, which method sounds better to you? Would you rather build a house with tiny, slow bricks or big, fast, pre-made walls? Say your preference into the empty room right now. Pause for 5 seconds.
The pre-made walls are definitely the secret to speed and confidence. I mean, this is the core of what linguists call the lexical approach.
To a lexical approach.
Yeah, it just means that language is not grammar plus vocabulary. Language is a collection of chunks.
Okay, I am totally convinced. The pre-made walls sound amazing. But what exactly do these walls look like in real English? Like, what is an actual example of a chunk?
Well, the most important type of chunk for sounding completely natural is called a collocation.
Collocation. Okay, that sounds like a very heavy academic word. Let's break that down.
Sure. It simply means a natural combination of words that are frequently found together.
Words that hang out together.
Exactly. In your brain, they form a single unit of meaning. They are bound together by statistical probability.
Okay, before we get into the math of that, let's practice saying that term, because it is the absolute key to our whole discussion today. Whisper the word collocation to yourself right now. Pause for 5 seconds. Great. So you mentioned statistical probability. That sounds very mathematical for a language class. Can you explain how probability creates a collocation?
Yeah, think of your brain as a prediction machine.
A prediction machine.
That's right. Native speakers hear certain words together thousands and thousands of times over their lifetime.
Okay.
And because they hear them together so often, their brain expects them to arrive together.
I see. Let's look at a really clear example of that. So in English, if someone has light-colored hair, we say they have blonde hair. We never, ever say yellow hair.
Exactly. Technically, the color is yellow.
Right.
But if you say yellow hair, a native speaker's brain experiences a tiny prediction error.
A prediction error.
Yeah, it causes this tiny moment of confusion because their brain was fully expecting the word blonde. Just feels weird to them.
So let's test your own prediction machine right now. I will give you a noun and you tell me what your gut feeling is. Do we say a fast train or quick train? What does your gut say? Speak it out loud. Pause for 5 seconds.
Well, if your gut told you fast train, you are absolutely right. The words fast and train are a collocation. They belong together.
But wait, let me push back on this a little bit. If I look at a dictionary, fast and quick have the exact same meaning.
They really do.
So logically, I should be able to say, I will take a fast shower.
You see, logic is actually your enemy here.
My enemy.
Yes. If you say a fast shower, people will understand you perfectly, but it sounds slightly strange. It sounds like a clashing alarm bell to the native ear.
Oh, interesting.
The correct collocation, the one people expect, is a quick shower.
Let's try that. Try saying both of those out loud to feel the difference in your mouth. First say fast train, now say quick shower. Go ahead, pause for 5 seconds. It is really fascinating how the mouth just gets used to the shape of the correct phrase, isn't it?
It is, and that is exactly why logic fails us. There is no grammar rule that tells you to use quick instead of fast for a shower.
Right.
It is just habit. It is just a pre-made wall.
You know, this reminds me of a very common trap. When learners do not know the collocations, they use what I call dictionary English.
Dictionary English, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
They just pick words that have the correct meaning from a list.
And that leads to some very funny situations.
It does. I once knew a learner who wanted to express surprise, and they knew the famous English phrase, holy cow.
Okay, classic phrase.
Right. But they looked in the dictionary and saw that the words holy and divine basically mean the exact same thing.
Oh no! Did they say what I think they said?
Yes. They were surprised and they yelled, divine cow.
Oh my goodness, divine cow. I mean, that is wonderfully creative, but it sounds like a robot reading a textbook, you know?
It really does. Imagine hearing someone say divine cow when they are surprised. How would you react? Just whisper your reaction out loud, pause for 5 seconds?
You see, using the wrong words together, it doesn't destroy communication. I still know what you mean by divine cow.
Sure.
But it distracts the listener. It creates friction in the conversation.
It's a lot like wearing clothes that clash. Imagine you have a beautifully tailored striped shirt, and you have a perfectly fitted pair of polka dot pants. Both items are great on their own.
But if you put them on together, they look terrible.
Exactly. Words are exactly the same. A word can be grammatically perfect, but if it does not match its partner, the whole sentence clashes.
So true.
Let's explore some common situations where this clothing clash happens in English. What are some of the most frequent collocation mistakes that learners make?
Well, the biggest trouble comes from mother tongue interference.
Mother tongue interference? What is that?
This is when you take a chunk from your native language and you translate it directly into English.
Ah. Have you ever translated a phrase directly from your language and people just looked at you confused? Say yes or no out loud. Pause for 5 seconds. Yeah, it happens all the time. Our native language is just deeply wired into our brains.
It is. And the most classic battle for learners is between the verbs make and do.
Oh, make and do, yes.
In many languages across the world, these are the exact same word. But in English, they choose very, very different friends.
For example, in English, we always say make a mistake.
Yes, many learners say do a mistake because they are translating the action from their language. But the chunk in English is strictly make a mistake.
Let's lock that into your muscle memory right now. Repeat the sentence out loud with confidence. I made a big mistake. Go ahead. Pause for 5 seconds.
Excellent. Now another huge trap is the phrase, make a decision. You never, ever do a decision.
But let me play the student for a second here.
Go for it.
Teachers always say that make is for creating something new, right? And do is for general activities.
Right, that's the classic rule.
So I am not physically creating an object when I decide something, so why isn't it do a decision?
That is a fantastic point, and it shows exactly why grammar rules can be so dangerous.
Really?
Yeah. The creation versus action rule, it is only helpful about 70% of the time. For the other 30%, the rule completely breaks down.
Wow. So you just have to accept the chunk as it is. You cannot logic your way through it.
Precisely. The brain does not consult a complex rule about creation when it speaks.
No.
It just reaches for the pre-made wall. Make a decision.
Okay, let's test your instincts out there. I am going to give you a noun. You tell me if we use make or do. The noun is an effort. Do we make an effort or do an effort? Mutter your answer. Pause for 5 seconds. If you chose make an effort, you are building a very strong wall.
You certainly are. Now let's talk about the smallest words that cause the biggest headaches for learners.
Oh boy.
Prepositions. Words like in, on, at, for, from.
Ah, the tiny nightmares of the English language. They never seem to make any sense.
They really don't. But prepositions are basically the glue inside a collocation.
Okay.
For example, if your weekend plans might change because of the rain, you say, it depends on the weather.
Right. And many learners naturally say it depends from the weather because in their native language, the preposition translates to from.
Exactly. But in English, the verb depend always holds on to the word on. They're permanently attached to each other.
Let's try another one of these glue words. Listen carefully to the sentence and try to spot the clashing preposition. I am very interested for learning English. What is wrong there? Say the correction out loud, pause for 5 seconds.
The correct chunk is interested in. I am interested in learning English.
Okay, so collocations are literal words that frequently appear together. But this brings up a very important distinction that we should talk about.
What's that?
We need to talk about the difference between collocations and idioms.
Oh, yes. This is a crucial difference because many learners spend hundreds of hours studying idioms thinking that is the secret to sounding native.
Let's define the difference clearly. A collocation is usually literal. If I say heavy rain, the rain is literally heavy. It makes physical sense.
Right. An idiom, however, is figurative. It is essentially a secret cultural code.
A secret code.
Yeah. The words together do not mean what the individual words mean.
The most famous example is probably raining cats and dogs.
Exactly. If you look outside, there are no animals falling from the sky. It is a secret code that just means a very heavy storm.
Can you think of one idiom you have learned in English? It could be anything at all. Just say it into the room right now. Pause for 5 seconds. Idioms are definitely fun. They add a lot of color to the language. But let me push back on their usefulness a little bit. I feel like using too many idioms actually makes you sound strange.
You are absolutely right. Think of our house analogy again. Idioms are like the wallpaper in the house.
The wallpaper, okay.
They're decorative.
Okay.
But if you only use wallpaper, your house will fall down. Collocations are the solid drywall. They are the structure.
That makes total sense. If you walk into a serious business meeting and say, let's pass the buck because it's raining cats and dogs and I'm feeling under the weather, you sound like a cartoon character.
Exactly. You really do. Native speakers actually use idioms much less frequently than learners think.
Really?
Oh, yeah. But native speakers use collocations in literally every single sentence they speak.
Let's check our understanding on this. I will give you a phrase. You tell me if it is a literal collocation or a secret code idiom. The phrase is catch a flight. Is that a collocation or an idiom? Say your answer out loud. Pause for 5 seconds.
It is a collocation because you are literally getting onto an airplane to take a flight.
Knowing the difference really helps you focus your energy. Do not spend hours memorizing obscure idioms. Spend your time learning the solid everyday collocations.
Yes. And there's another massive benefit to collocation.
What is it?
They help you upgrade your vocabulary so you do not sound like a beginner anymore.
Upgrading. What do you mean by upgrading?
Well, when learners do not know collocations, they rely on basic, overused words.
Like what?
Words like very nice, bad, or big. They use them for everything.
Oh, I see. For example, someone might say, we have a very big problem. It is correct, but it is just very basic.
Exactly. But if you know your collocations, you can upgrade that to a major problem or serious issue. It sounds so much more professional.
Let's practice an upgrade together right now. Instead of saying, I am very worried, can you think of a stronger word that pairs with worried? Whisper your guess. Pause for 5 seconds.
Well, you could say deeply worried or severely worried. It paints a much sharper picture in the listener's mind.
It definitely shows a higher level of fluency. But wait, this brings up another complex layer, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Even if I find a great collocation like deeply worried, can I just use it anywhere, in any situation?
No, not always. And this introduces the concept of register.
Register. Let's define that for everyone. It basically means matching the room you were standing in, right?
Yes.
It is how formal or informal your language needs to be based on where you are.
Exactly. Language changes based on context. The pre-made walls you use in a business meeting are very different from the walls you use at a barbecue with your friends.
Let's do an example of that. Let's imagine you are riding a city bus with your best friend. You are getting close to your destination. You would probably say, I need to get off the bus at the next stop.
Right. Get off is a perfectly natural, everyday collocation. It is casual and normal.
But if you look at the printed safety sign on the wall of that same bus, it does not say get off. It usually says something like, please wait until the bus stops to alight from the vehicle.
Alight from yes. That is a highly formal official collocation. It means the exact same physical action as get off.
Imagine saying to your best friend, come on, John, let us alight from the bus. How would they look at you? Whisper your reaction, pause for 5 seconds. They would think you were completely crazy. You would sound like a king or a queen from a historical movie.
And this is exactly why matching the register is crucial. A clash in register is just as distracting as a grammar mistake.
So how do learners know which register to use? Where do they even start with this?
I always advise people to start by looking at your own life. Where do you actually use English the most?
That is a great question. Let's ask you directly. Think about your daily life right now. Do you use English mostly for academic studies, for business meetings, or for casual travel? Say your primary use out loud. Pause for 5 seconds.
Now, if you said academic studies, then you need to focus on academic collocations.
Yeah.
In fact, linguists have created something called the academic collocation list.
The academic collocation list. And this list is full of chunks that are perfect for writing university essays, right?
Yes. Phrases like an alternative approach or highly significant.
But remember the register rule. If you are at a casual party eating a hot dog, you should not say, this hot dog is highly significant.
Please do not say that at a party. It completely ruins the casual vibe.
It really does. So you use everyday chunks for everyday life and academic chunks for academic writing. You just have to read the room.
Read the room. Exactly.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground today. We know what chunks are. We know why pre-made walls are better than tiny bricks.
Right.
We understand why logic fails us and why register matters.
Yes, the foundation is really well set now.
But this brings us to a massive, very practical problem.
Uh-oh. What's the problem?
Well, if logic does not work, and I cannot trust direct translation for my native language, how do I actually find these collocations? I mean, I cannot just guess them.
You certainly cannot guess them. And unfortunately, a normal dictionary will not help you very much.
Right, because a normal dictionary just gives me the definition of a single word. It basically just gives me the tiny brick.
Yes.
It does not tell me what wall the brick belongs in.
Exactly. To find the pre-made walls, we have to use advanced tools. We have to look at how native speakers actually use the language in the real world.
Okay, what kind of tools are we talking about?
Have you ever heard of a corpus?
A corpus. Let's pause and practice that word because it is incredibly powerful. Say the word corpus to the room right now. Pause for 5 seconds. Corpus sounds like a word from a science fiction movie. What exactly is it?
A corpus is a massive collection of real-world English. It is a giant computer database filled with texts from books, newspapers, academic journals, and transcripts of spoken conversations.
And when we say massive, we mean truly gigantic. Like The corpus of contemporary American English has over 1 billion words in it.
1 billion?
1 billion real words that real people actually wrote and spoke.
It is basically a digital map of the native speaker's brain. It shows you the statistical probability we talked about earlier.
Take a moment and just imagine searching a database of 1 billion words. Nod your head if that sounds like a powerful tool. Pause for 5 seconds. But practically speaking, how does a learner actually use a 1 billion-word database? Do they just sit down and read it?
No, not at all. There are special websites and software tools that search the corpus for you. I like to call them statistical dictionaries.
Statistical dictionaries. How is that different from a normal dictionary?
Well, a normal dictionary tells you what a word means. A statistical dictionary tells you who a word's best friends are.
Oh, I love that. Let's walk through exactly how you use one. Let's say you want to use the word attention, but you do not know the verb that goes with it. Do you make attention, do attention, give attention?
Right, so you go to a tool like the Oxford Collocations Dictionary or a website called Sketch Engine.
Sketch Engine.
And you just type in the word attention.
And the tool will not tell you what attention means. It assumes you already know the meaning.
Yes. Instead, it scans the billion-word corpus in about 1 second.
And what does it show you?
It produces a list of the most frequent verbs that sit next to attention in real life. And at the very top of that list, you will see the verb pay. Pay attention.
Wow. So it proves that pay attention is the strongest pre-made wall. It shows you the native speaker's gut feeling, but mapped out in real data.
Exactly. Let's see how well your memory is working right now. Try to recall one of the tools we just mentioned. Mutter the name of the tool to yourself. Pause for 5 seconds.
If you remembered Corpus or Oxford Collocations Dictionary or Sketch Engine, you are doing a brilliant job following this complex topic.
You really are. And just so you know, another great tool is called Just the Word, or NextSpeak, and they're entirely free and designed specifically for this purpose.
Knowing these tools exist is a complete game changer. You can use them when you are writing an important email for work or checking an essay for school. It instantly removes all those dictionary English mistakes.
It does. But there is a catch.
No, there's always a catch. What is it?
Tools are just tools. A hammer cannot build a house by itself.
Very true.
You look up collocations all day in your computer, but if you want to speak fluently and confidently, you have to do the physical building yourself.
I agree completely. True confidence in speaking does not come from a database. It comes from steady physical action. So how do we get these chunks out of the computer and into our mouths?
My first piece of practical advice is to change how you take notes. Throw away your list of single vocabulary words.
Yes. If you have a notebook filled with isolated words translated into your native language, you are just collecting tiny bricks.
Exactly. Instead, you need to start building a personal phrase bank.
Phrase bank. Repeat that term out loud because it will fundamentally change your study habits. Phrase bank. Pause for 5 seconds.
A phrase bank is a notebook or a document on your phone where you strictly write down entire chunks of language, never single words.
For example, if you learn the word decision today, you do not write down just decision. You write down make a tough decision or reach a final decision. You capture the whole pre-made wall.
Right. And by writing it as a chunk, your brain starts to store it as a single unit. But writing is only the first step. To overcome the fear of speaking, you must physically speak.
But wait, this is the exact problem we started the whole show with. People are terrified to speak because they freeze. How do they practice speaking if they are too scared to open their mouths?
The secret is practicing alone. You must build a 10-minute daily speaking habit completely by yourself.
Why alone?
Because it completely removes the social pressure. When you are alone in your room or driving in your car, nobody is listening.
Right.
You cannot be judged. The fear of making a mistake just vanishes.
Think about where you have 10 minutes of absolute privacy in your day. Is it in the shower? In the car on the way to work? Whisper your private location right now. Pause for 5 seconds. So, if I am alone and nobody is correcting me, what is the point of speaking out loud? Can't I just think the chunks in my head?
No, you absolutely cannot just think them. Speaking is a physical, muscular activity.
Muscular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your tongue, your lips, your vocal cords, they all need to get used to the physical shape of the English chunks.
It is muscle memory. It is just like a musician practicing a scale on a piano. The fingers just know where to go without thinking.
Exactly. When you speak the collocations out loud every single day, your mouth gets comfortable with the rhythm. So when you finally face a real conversation with a native speaker, your muscles just take over. You don't even have to think.
Let's guide you through a practice session right now so you know exactly how this 10-minute habit feels.
Good idea.
We are going to practice talking about your daily morning routine.
The morning routine is perfect because you do it every single day. It is full of highly common everyday collocations.
Listen to these chunks and notice how they are pre-made walls. Wake up early, make a pot of coffee, take a hot shower, check my emails, catch the morning bus.
Now, it is your turn to practice muscle memory. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer out loud right now using a full chunk.
Yeah.
What time do you usually wake up? Speak your answer to the room. Pause for 5 seconds.
Wonderful. You are building the muscle memory. Let's do one more. Think about the very first thing you consume in the morning. Do you make coffee? Do you drink tea? Say a full sentence out loud describing it. Pause for 5 seconds.
Excellent work. If you do this for just 10 minutes every morning, describing your own life using chunks, your fluency will skyrocket. It really will.
It seems so simple, just 10 minutes a day.
Consistency beats intensity. It is vastly more effective to speak alone for 10 minutes every single day than to cram for 3 hours on a Sunday.
We want you to commit to this momentum right now. Can you promise to practice speaking your daily habits out loud for just 10 minutes tomorrow morning? Say, I promise, out loud. Pause for 5 seconds. We hold you to that promise. You have all the tools now.
You do. And as we bring our conversation to a close today, we want to leave you with a brand new perspective to think about.
We have talked extensively today about how the human brain naturally processes language through chunks, patterns, and statistical probability.
Right.
We proved that we do not naturally learn through isolated words or abstract grammar math.
Yet if you look at almost every traditional language classroom in the world, what do you see?
You see teachers forcing students to memorize lists of single, isolated vocabulary words.
Yes. And you see them drawing complex grammar charts on the board.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? If our brains are biologically wired to learn through chunks and pre-made walls, why are our entire education systems built completely backward?
That's a very deep question.
Are traditional schools actually making it harder and more terrifying for people to learn languages?
It suggests that your struggles with English are not your fault. You were just handed tiny bricks when you should have been given pre-made walls.
Exactly. You already have so much incredible knowledge inside your head. You just need to change the way you organize it. You are doing a truly wonderful job on this journey.
Stay relaxed. Do not worry about building the perfect sentence from scratch.
Right.
Look for the pre-made walls, use the advanced tools we talked about, and remember to physically train your mouth every single day.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your day, whether you were in the car, on the sofa, or taking a walk. Keep building those pre-made walls and enjoy the rhythm of the language.
Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here with us today. So if you ask a supercomputer to translate the phrase strong rain into 20 different languages, it does it in like a fraction of a millisecond.
Oh yeah, instantly.
Right. But if you say strong rain to a native English speaker, their brain will actually, glitch for a second. It just stops.
It's so true. It just sounds kind of wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because you just broke a hidden, unspoken law of English. So today, we are talking about how we actually learn languages. We're going past the traditional grammar rules to uncover how fluency really works in your brain.
And that brain glitch, it's fascinating because it completely exposes the flaw in how most of us are taught a second language.
Yeah, totally.
Like so many learners, and I definitely include myself in this, spend years studying isolated vocabulary words and, strict grammar rules.
Oh, the rules. So many rules.
Right. We build this massive mental database, but then when you're in a real conversation, you experience what I like to call the walking dictionary syndrome.
The walking dictionary syndrome. I love that.
Yeah, it's like, know the exact definitions of the words, the grammar rules, but the sentences you produce, they just, they sound really unnatural to a native ear.
Exactly. And, that walking dictionary feeling is really just a symptom of your brain working too hard.
Yeah.
When you try to speak, you're like pulling a noun from one part of your memory.
Right.
And then grabbing a verb from another part.
Yeah.
And you're checking the tense. And you're translating it all from your native language in real time.
It's exhausting.
It really is. It takes an immense amount of brain power.
And that heavy lifting is exactly why people freeze. It's not that you don't know the English. It's just a bottleneck in your memory.
Yeah.
When someone asks you a question unexpectedly, your brain just can't put all that raw data together fast enough. So your anxiety spikes and your mind just goes totally blank.
Which happens to everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick activity right now just to prove this. I want you, the listener, to think about the last time you were put on the spot and had to speak English unexpectedly.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. So how did it physically feel? Or what was your immediate reaction? Say your answer out loud right now. Just say it into the room. We'll give you a few seconds.
Yeah, just shout it out.
Take a second to think.
Okay, I bet a lot of you felt maybe your heart beating faster.
Oh, definitely. A racing heart. Or maybe you just suddenly couldn't remember basic words.
Yeah, exactly. And if you felt that, it's a perfectly normal, logical response. Your brain is just trying to do way too much manual work at once.
But there is a solution to this. To sound natural and confident, you really don't need to learn harder, more complex words. You actually just need to learn how simple words naturally fit together.
Which is such a relief, honestly.
Right. In linguistics, they call these patterns collocations. But today, we're just going to call them word friends.
Word friends. I mean, that's a highly effective way to think about it. It shifts the focus away from math-like grammar rules, and it moves it toward relationships between words. We're looking at words that just naturally like to hang out together. And to help you master this, we're also going to give you a really simple 10-minute daily speaking habit.
Yes, the 10-minute habit. It's so good. We're going to focus it around morning routines just to build up that muscle memory.
Perfect. So let's unpack the science behind these word friends a bit. What exactly makes two words friends in English?
Well, at its core, a word friend, or a collocation, is just a natural combination of words that sounds right to a native speaker. The human brain is it's kind of like the predictive text on your smartphone.
Oh, that's a great comparison. Like when you type I am and it suggests going.
Yes, exactly. When a native speaker hears the first word, their brain automatically loads up the second word before you even say it.
That makes total sense. This goes back to our opening example about the weather. When there's a lot of water falling from the sky, a native speaker doesn't search for an adjective. They just automatically use the chunk, heavy rain.
Right, heavy rain.
But, logically, if we look in a dictionary, strong and heavy mean almost the same thing here. They both mean intense.
Yeah, they do.
So why does saying strong rain cause that brain glitch? Why can't I just use either one?
Because language isn't always logical. I know that's frustrating, but it's true. It's based on habit and history. Over hundreds of years, native speakers just agreed, without realizing it, to put heavy and rain together.
So it's just a tradition, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So they formed a strong connection in the language. When you say something different like strong rain, the listener's brain has to stop using its automatic shortcut.
Right, they have to stop and think about it.
Exactly. They have to analyze what strong means, what rain means, and figure it out manually.
You're forcing the listener to do extra work, so the communication doesn't flow. I mean, they understand you perfectly, but it lacks that natural fluency.
Exactly. So let's train that predictive engine in your brain right now. Listener, I want you to say this out loud, focusing on how the words stick together. Say it out loud with us right now. Heavy rain.
Go ahead, say it.
Take a second.
Great. Now let's contrast that with another daily habit. Coffee.
Oh, I love coffee.
Me too. So if you want a coffee with a lot of caffeine and flavor, the shortcut changes completely.
Right. We say strong coffee, we would never, ever say heavy coffee, even though we just said heavy means intense for rain.
It's kind of funny, right? It highlights how beautiful and kind of silly language can be. Heavy rain and strong coffee are just arbitrary pairings. Yeah. You have to use them if you want to sound natural.
Yep, they have their specific partners. So let's program that second chunk into your brain. Listener, speak this combination out loud right now. Strong coffee.
Say it out loud.
Awesome.
This is such a critical thing for learning English because you can make a sentence with perfect grammar, subject, verb, perfect tense, but if you choose the wrong word friends by translating directly, it's still going to sound a bit awkward.
Absolutely. Fluency isn't just about perfect grammar. It's about predictability. When you use the right word friends, communication is just smooth. It's easy.
So let's explore some of the really common mistakes people make, especially when the rules of your first language try to take over your English.
Oh yes, first language interference. It happens to everyone.
It is incredibly powerful. I used to make this one mistake constantly at work. Whenever my team had to choose what to do next, I would confidently say, we need to do a decision.
Oh, that is such a classic example. Because in so many languages, the verb translates directly to do or make, and they're interchangeable, where there's just one word for both.
Right. My brain just grabbed the closest word. It felt perfectly logical to me.
Totally. But in English, make a decision are best friends. They're glued together. The correct chunk is make a decision.
Make a decision, yeah. The make versus do problem is so hard because there's no real logic to it. But treating them as word friends instead of single words really helps.
It solves the whole problem. Here's another one. Imagine you are on vacation. You're standing in front of a beautiful building and you have camera. What are you doing?
Well, a lot of learners will automatically say make a photo because in their native language, they are focusing on creating the picture.
Exactly. But in English, the established word friend is take a photo.
Take a photo. You just have to learn the verb and the noun as one single piece. What about in a room? Like when you want it to be dark.
Oh, this one is so common. People often say close the light because they think about closing a circuit or maybe closing a door.
But the natural phrase is turn off the light.
Yes, turn off the light. Okay, listener, let's play a quick game to test this. I am going to say an incorrect phrase, and I want you to immediately shout out the correct word, friends. Ready? Here's the incorrect phrase. Do a mistake. What is the correct phrase? Say it out loud.
Take a few seconds.
Say it loud.
If you just said make a mistake, you got it. Great job. You can't do a mistake.
Make a mistake. Perfect. And, this whole idea goes way beyond just verbs and nouns. Some of the tightest word friends in English involve those tiny, frustrating words. Prepositions.
Ugh. Prepositions. Words like in, on, at, toward, they're the worst because they don't really mean anything on their own, and every language uses them differently.
They really are tricky. You can't just guess which preposition to use by looking in a dictionary. You have to learn them attached to specific verbs. Like when you are enjoying music, you don't just listen music.
Right, you listen to music. The verb listen demands the preposition to. They are a package deal.
Exactly. Or think about relying on someone. If you have a friend who always helps you, you don't depend from them, even if your language uses from.
Right, you depend on them or rely on them. You have to store the verb and the preposition together in your memory.
So listener, let's practice this one together. I'm going to start a sentence, and I want you to finish it out loud with the right preposition. Ready? I depend.
Finish the sentence out loud.
Exactly. I depend on you. When you learn to depend on as one piece, you never have to worry about grammar rules again.
It just pops into your head as a full phrase. Which brings us to a huge question. Knowing these word friends is great in theory, but how do I actually remember them when I am nervous and trying to speak?
That is the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Because understanding is passive, but speaking is physical. It's active. The secret is building muscle memory in your mouth.
Muscle memory, like an athlete.
Exactly like an athlete. When you practice a physical movement over and over, your nervous system builds a superhighway for that signal. So you don't even have to think about it. When you speak English chunks out loud, you are physically training your mouth and brain to work together fast.
So just reading quietly or listening to podcasts isn't enough.
And not if you want to speak confidently. Passive listening helps you understand. But only active out loud speaking builds the muscle memory for fluency. And the best part, you only need 10 minutes a day. We call it the 10-minute rule.
10 minutes a day of speaking out loud. That sounds totally doable, but what should I talk about for 10 minutes?
The absolute best topic is your morning routine, your daily habits.
Really, the morning routine, but isn't that kind of boring? It's the same thing every day.
That is exactly why it works. Because it's the same every day. Your brain doesn't have to waste energy thinking about what to say. The story's already written. So you can use 100% of your energy on how to say it, on using the right word friends.
Oh, wow. That's incredibly smart. So by describing my morning out loud every day, I'm forcing my mouth to practice those word friends until they become an automatic reflex.
Exactly. So let's show our listeners how this sounds. Can you describe a simple morning routine out loud and try to use natural word friends?
Sure. Okay, so my alarm rings. I wake up early. I get out of bed and I make the bed.
Pause right there. Notice that. You make the bed. You don't do the bed. That's a perfect word friend. Keep going.
Okay, after I make the bed, I go to the bathroom. I take a shower. I don't make a shower, I take a shower. Then I go to the kitchen and I make breakfast.
That sequence, wake up, make the bed, take a shower, make breakfast, is such useful, natural English. When you say those chunks together every day, you are building serious fluency muscles.
Yeah, it feels really natural when you say it all together like that.
Okay, listener, now is your turn. We want you to start this habit right now. Think about the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Tell us out loud, Right now. Say it loud.
We'll give you a few seconds.
Keep going.
Okay, whether you said, check my phone, drink some water, or make some coffee, the important thing is that you said a complete chunk out loud.
Yes, but we can make this routine even better. We can add some slightly more advanced word friends for when you start your workday.
Yeah, let's level it up. So after breakfast, you sit down to work. You might check emails.
Check emails.
Yeah.
That is so much more natural than look at my emails or read my emails. It's the perfect chunk.
Then you have to travel to work. You leave your house to catch a bus.
Catch a bus. That's a great one. You can say take the bus and that's perfectly fine. But catch a bus just sounds so natural and native.
It really does. And finally, you get to work and you have a morning meeting. In that meeting, you really have to focus. You have to pay attention.
Pay attention. Such an important word, friend. You don't give attention, even if that makes sense in your native language. You pay attention.
So if you say this whole story out loud, wake up, make the bed, take a shower, make breakfast, check emails, catch a bus, pay attention for 10 minutes every single day.
Your fluency will completely change. Your mouth will just take over, and that translation lag will disappear.
Because the physical act of speaking wires it into your brain. I love that.
Now, to make learning even easier, we can group these word friends into different types, or what I like to call recipes. This helps you express really complex ideas without needing big, fancy words.
Recipes, I like that. You mean like grammatical formulas that stick words together?
Exactly. Let's look at the first recipe. It's adjective plus noun. The adjective describes the noun, and they always go together, like heavy rain and strong coffee.
Right.
Let's do another one. If a color is really bright and stands out, what's the chunk?
We say a bright color.
Bright color. Perfect. What about problems at work? If a problem is huge and serious, native speakers usually don't just say big problem. They say a major problem.
A major problem, or, maybe a key issue.
Yes, Q issue. Major problem, key issue, bright color. When you use these adjective noun recipes, you instantly sound like an advanced speaker.
It just sounds so professional. Let's look at the second recipe. This one is about action. Verb plus adverb.
Right. So the adverb describes exactly how you do the action. This is great for telling stories.
Oh, yeah. Like if you are in a quiet place, like a library, you don't just speak quietly, you whisper softly.
Whisper softly. That paints such a clear picture in your mind. It's great communication.
Or if you're really happy because a friend did something great, you don't just smile. You smile proudly.
Smile proudly. See, speaking beautifully in English isn't about finding one super rare word. It's about putting a simple verb with a simple adverb to show emotion. It stops you from saying very good or very bad all the time.
That is so true. Relying on the word very usually just means you don't know the right word friends.
Totally. Okay, let's look at the third recipe. This one is adverb plus adjective.
So this is using an adverb to make a describing word stronger.
Exactly. Think about marriage. If two people are really happy together, the natural chunk is happily married.
Happily married, it just flows perfectly.
What if someone doesn't know about a big problem that's coming, and they are just happy and relaxed? We say they are blissfully unaware.
Blissfully unaware. Wow, that is such a great phrase. Two simple words, but a huge meaning.
And if they do know all the details about the problem, the chunk changes to fully aware.
Fully aware.
Let's practice saying this advanced structure. Listener, I want you to say this full sentence out loud. Focus on making it flow smoothly. Say it loud. I am fully aware of the major problem.
Give it a try.
Say it out loud.
Great job. When you say a sentence like, I am fully aware of the major problem, it sounds so natural and authoritative, it completely hides any hesitation.
It really does.
This breakdown is super helpful, but it brings up something that confuses a lot of learners, especially when they start watching movies or reading books in English. We need to talk about the difference between word friends and idioms.
Oh, yes, that is a very important difference. Mixing up collocations and idioms is a huge mistake. They are completely different things.
But they both involve words that frequently go together, right? How do we tell them apart?
The difference is about how clear the meaning is. Word friends or collocations are transparent. They are normal words that sit together, like pay attention or make a decision. You can look at the individual words and pretty easily guess what the phrase means.
Right, like if I know what heavy means and I know what rain is, I understand heavy rain. It's literal.
Exactly. But idioms are like a secret code. They are fixed phrases where the literal words give you zero clues about the actual meaning.
Can we look at an example of an idiom just to see the difference?
Sure. Let's take the idiom pass the buck.
Okay, so if I translate that literally, pass means to give something to someone, and a buck is a casual word for $1. So handing someone money.
Nope. It has absolutely nothing to do with money. Pass the buck means to avoid responsibility and blame someone else. The meaning is completely disconnected from the actual words.
Wow. So trying to learn and use idioms takes a massive amount of brain energy. You basically have to memorize a completely different definition for a random group of words.
Which leads me to a really important piece of advice for our listeners. Do not stress over memorizing long lists of idioms. It is a waste of your time.
Really? Because so many teachers and textbooks say you have to know idioms to sound like a native.
It's a myth. Using an idiom incorrectly sounds so much worse than not using one at all. You should focus your energy on word friends, those simple collocations. Mastering collocations gives you the true foundation for speaking easily.
So idioms are like decorations, but collocations are the actual walls of the house.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Leave the decorations until you actually build the house.
Focus on clear meaning over secret codes. That makes so much sense. Okay, let's do a quick check with the listeners to make sure this is locked in.
Go for it.
Listener, think fast. If you have a difficult choice to make it work, do you do a decision or make a decision? Say it out loud.
Well, wait a second. Say it loud.
Did you say make a decision? If you did, awesome. You are prioritizing the most useful everyday word friends over complicated idioms.
Make a decision. Perfect.
So this strategy makes sense. But it gives me a practical problem as a learner. If I shouldn't translate from my native language, and if a regular dictionary only gives me single words, how do I actually find these word friends?
This is where we upgrade your learning tools. You need to use special resources, and you need to start what I call a phrase bank.
Okay, let's start with the tools. What kind of special dictionaries are out there?
So a regular dictionary tells you what a word means, but you need a dictionary that shows relationships. There are books, like the Oxford Collocations Dictionary, that literally just show you which verbs and adjectives hang out with a specific noun.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. And the digital tools are even better. Websites like Just the Word or NetSpeak use something totally game-changing.
What do they use? How do they know what native speakers actually say?
They use something called a corpus. A corpus is just a giant computer library of real language.
A giant library of language, like just lists of words.
But more than that, it's millions, sometimes billions of words from real life. It has transcripts of everyday conversations, TV shows, news articles, and books. It shows how people actually talk in the real world, not just what grammar books say.
That's incredible. It's like having proof of how people speak.
Exactly. So if you type the word problem into one of these tools, the computer instantly scans millions of real sentences and tells you the most common word friends.
So instead of guessing, the computer just tells me, hey, native speakers usually say major problem or tackle a problem. They don't say fight a problem.
Exactly. It gives you the exact shortcuts that native speakers use naturally.
Listener, quick question for you. Have you ever used a special dictionary just for phrases or collocations? Just say yes or no out loud.
Take a second.
Well, if you said no, don't worry. Most people haven't. But trying one out is a huge step for your English.
It really is.
Yeah.
But having the tool is only half the battle. You have to remember the phrases. That's where the phrase bank comes in.
The phrase bank. How does that work?
It can be a notebook, a note on your phone, or an app. But there is one very strict rule. You must never write down a single word by itself. You only write down the full word friend combination.
So if I'm reading an article and I see the sentence, I need to break a habit of eating late. I shouldn't just write down the word habit and translate it.
No. If you just write habit, your brain will forget the verb that goes with it by tomorrow. You have to write the whole chunk. Break a habit. You have to write them down. Holding hands.
Holding hands, I like that. By writing the whole phrase, I'm learning the vocabulary, the grammar, and the rhythm of the sentence all at the same time. I'm learning the context.
Yes. Context is everything in language. Single words fade away, but phrases stick in your memory.
You know, talking about context reminds me of another tricky part of this. Sometimes I learn a perfect word friend, but when I say it, people kind of laugh because it sounds way too formal for the situation.
Oh yes, tone and formality. Word friends definitely change depending on who you were talking to.
How big is the difference, really?
It can be pretty big. Let's say you are at a university or in a very formal office. You finished a big document and you have to give it to your boss or professor. What word friends do you use?
Well, in a really formal setting, I would say I need to submit an assignment. Or I'm submitting the report.
Submit an assignment. Yes, that sounds very professional and respectful. But what if you take that exact same phrase and use it with a friend at a coffee shop? Like you're talking about a quick worksheet for class.
If I look at my friend and say I must submit my assignment, they would probably laugh at me. I'd sound like a robot or a lawyer.
Right. The words are technically correct, but the tone is totally wrong. So what should you say to a friend?
I would just say, I need to hand in my homework.
Hand in my homework. Exactly.
Yeah.
The meaning is exactly the same, giving a document to someone, but the social flavor is completely different.
Let's try another one. What if you need more time to finish your work? If you're talking to your boss, what do you say?
You would use the formal chunk, I need to request an extension.
Request an extension.
Yeah.
And to a classmate.
You just say, I need to ask for more time.
Request an extension versus ask for more time. That makes total sense. This is why the phrase bank is so important. When you write a phrase down, you should probably note if it's super formal or just casual.
Definitely. A really advanced speaker knows how to slide easily between formal and informal word friends.
Listener, let's test your skills on this right now. Imagine you are talking to the CEO of your company. A big problem comes up and you really don't know the answer. Do you say, I haven't a clue, or I have no idea? Say your choice out loud.
We'll give you a second.
Which one is better for the CEO?
If you said, I have no idea, you nailed it. I have no idea is a safe, polite phrase that works almost anywhere.
What about I haven't a clue?
It's just very casual. It's a great phrase to use with your best friend, but saying it to a CEO might sound a little too relaxed. Knowing that difference is a huge step in your learning.
You know, this whole conversation really changes how I think about learning. It takes the pressure off memorizing huge vocabulary lists and puts the focus on noticing patterns and just practicing out loud.
Exactly. So let's quickly summarize what we learned today. Step 1. Stop translating single words from your native language. It just causes that brain freeze.
Step 2. Start learning word friends. Notice how verbs, nouns, and prepositions naturally hang out together.
Step 3. Forget about complicated idioms for now. Focus on the simple, everyday phrases that people actually use, and write them down in your phrase bank.
And the most important step, the 10-minute rule. Speak out loud for 10 minutes every day. Describe your morning routine to build that physical muscle memory in your mouth.
If you do that every day, your speaking anxiety will start to melt away. Your mouth will know what to do, and you'll go from being a walking dictionary to a truly natural speaker.
I honestly feel so much more confident just thinking about it this way. The pressure to know big, fancy words is totally gone. I just need to put simple words together correctly.
Yes, and we want to lock in that confident feeling right now. Listener, please say this positive phrase out loud with us. Ready? I am becoming more confident every day.
Say it out loud.
Say it strong.
I'm becoming more confident every day. It feels good to say it.
It does. And before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with a fun challenge for this week.
Ooh, a challenge. What is it?
Next time you watch a movie or listen to a podcast or a song in English, I want you to change how you listen. Don't just focus on the story, and don't try to hear every single word.
So what should we listen for?
Listen for the word friends. Notice which words the actors put together. Notice the prepositions they use with verbs. If you start listening for these combinations, you will start hearing the secret rhythm of English everywhere.
The secret rhythm. I love that. It won't sound like a big wall of random words anymore. It will sound like little puzzle pieces clicking together.
Exactly. It will completely change how you hear the language. Keep practicing, keep speaking out loud, and we will talk to you next time.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Bye.